going on? It's your boy Shay React, and we are back with another video. Today we're going to be jumping into Low-Key featuring NOAM CHOMSKY soundtrack to the Struggle music video. Let's jump straight into this. 5.5 minutes long. If you've made it this far, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that dislike. Tell me in the comments why you dislike my face, but less of the cursing. That's not needed. Let's jump straight into this video. Boom, boom, boom. Landing.
You're listening to Soundtrack to the Struggle 2 by Low-Key.
Thank you for joining us, NOAM. In Optimism Over Despair, you say, it seems to me unlikely that civilization can survive really existing capitalism. Would you be able to explain that statement for us?
Really existing capitalism is what we can see described in the press day after day. We read that the major banks like J.P. Morgan Chase are increasing their investment in fossil fuels, including the most dangerous like Canadian tar sands. And all of this is quite understandable on the assumption that the structure of our institutions is geared to maximizing short-term profit and power without regard to what might happen to the world in another 20 or 30 years. That's called capitalism. But we can't survive that.
Tell us something now. Tell us.
Is it the economic system via the ecosystem? How we gonna define deep when the seas have risen? How can we define woke when our sleep's commission drowned out by cold brother bots? How can the people listen? Can't detoxify as we watch the sky fade to grey. The source devoured, corporate power killed the nation state. Sophisticated murder defined as innovation. Corporations wine and dine just to mine your information. Amen versus humanity. Terrorist who? His search engine knows your thought pattern better than you.
The search engine knows your thought pattern better than you. Whoa. That's true. That's true. There's probably upwards of 5,000 to 10,000 data points on your personality right now. That's why every time you go on Amazon, then you jump on Facebook, you get, boom, wish what you were looking on Amazon for. Obviously, that's common knowledge, but yeah. Wow, that was a bar. I like that.
Murder defined as innovation. Corporations wine and dine just to mine your information. Amen versus humanity. Terrorist who? His search engine knows your thought pattern better than you. In an environment resentful, uprising is essential. The horizon is torrential. Think your silence will protect you. Subject to propaganda that terrifies the slumbered. We can jeopardize their cover if we energize the numbers. Collective.
Damn.
That terrifies the slumber.
That terrifies the slumbered. That terrifies those that are asleep, that are not woke.
But we can jeopardize their cover if we energize the numbers.
If we energize the numbers. Collectivize, yes.
Collectivize or die. Protect your mind or suffer. Life is paradise to some and a paradise to others.
It's paradise to some, but a pair of dice to others. Bars. Heavy bars. Heavy bars.
I saw horror in the eyes of a retired fireman, knowing he couldn't help a child survive the frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan. Forget Iron Man, I've got an...
You just used Leviathan.
The frying pan. When we riot, we disquiet the Leviathan.
We disquiet the Leviathan.
And forget Iron Man, I've got an Iron Lion's diaphragm. My salutations to those with imagination. Doom anticipated, and that's no exaggeration. Your flag doesn't exist. Let me back up that statement. What happens to the nation if the Queen has a tax haven? Pushing these buttons, you don't need a brave heart. Frontex turn the Mediterranean to a graveyard. Paper war will drive you crazy if you let it. Had a mother burying a newborn baby in the desert. What's commonsensical is sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is...
You gotta question. You gotta keep questioning things. and keep putting your beliefs into question. Please.
Be in the desert was commonsensical. It's sensible to question. What seems to be a lesson is intellectual repression. Rebel against the system that deprived you of a voice. Rebel against this hell while our survival's still a choice. Suicide cannibalize itself while the bank's treating fictitious capital like it's wealth. Your lurid lobby system means corruption is legalized, privatized healthcare elsewhere. People die, rebellion lives in all those that dream of a better way, refuse to be brainwashed with false visions of yesterday, choose to inflict the comfortable, comfort the afflicted. So many choose the opposite, their spirit contradicted. Bring a child to the world where the future seems impossible. $5 trillion a year, subsidizing fossil fuels. The truth was
5 trillion. Damn.
Where the future seems impossible. $5 trillion a year, subsidizing fossil fuels. The truth was in their eyes, but you shrugged and just turned your back. I watched the family beg for help while they're flat turned to ash. Apocalypse now. We saw our future in that damn building. CEOs loving profit more than they love their grandchildren. We saw our future in that damn building. CEOs loving profit more than they love their grandchildren.
Not to be concerned about the future of their grandchildren. But you have to put yourself in the position of, say, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of the biggest bank, J.P. Chase. As CEO, he has essentially 2 choices. One choice is to do exactly what he's doing. Invest direct investments to the most profitable outcome. If it happens to be the most dangerous fossil fuels, do that. The other alternative he has is to resign and be replaced by somebody else who'll do the same thing. But this is an institutional problem, not an individual one.
Institutional problem. It's because and see so you know what my problem with calling things an institutional problem is? A lot of people get you mixed up. A lot of people don't understand when I say it's an institutional problem means that, like, not necessarily the problem isn't necessarily on just a company structure level. What it is possibly on, it's possibly in the training that you give your staff. It's possibly in, you know, like that kind of mentality you're taught to have as maybe a banker. You know, it's kind of like the culture of, like, you need to have those big wins, those big, you know, amounts of money coming in, because that's the only way you're going to progress up the ladder. And it's done in such a McDonald's way, like the McDonald'sization that happened in 1960 to 70 in America as it expanded, whereby the owners tell the managers, or give out to the managers then give out to supervisors, the supervisors give you hell. It's why in McDonald's, in a lot of fast food places, they have a very quick, fast turnover rate because of students and because of dissatisfaction. What if now, for example, you were to go to school for 4 years and you finish school, go into a job in a bank, and for 6 months you have to work under a guy and he teaches you the ropes, and all the ropes are to do with is be greedy, be bad, take as much as you possibly can from everyone. And I think that's more what he means by institutional in this sense, is that the institution isn't the only thing. It's not just a power structure. It's the entire thing. The entire thing in its in all of its facets, in all of every little thing. You know, every factor is what we would say. Every factor that is to do with that institutionalized. But yeah, it doesn't change if you bring someone else in. You have to uproot that entire company and start again, which no one wants to do because that takes time. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Or just subscribe. Check out the next video. I will see you all tomorrow, as always. Be self, be true, seek truth. See you all in a little bit.